So be careful what you say now.
Yeah,
Be careful.
now
Be careful.
we are recording. Mr. Mukic, please present yourself before we start.
What to say? I'm full professor, but the most important thing is that I work with numerical simulations since for 25 years now, even with thermal response of buildings. So this could be enough.
Okay, great.
Great to hear.
So the team is here. I think that Mr. Mukic, you also know Mr. Benjamin Gonzalez.
Yes,
So here
indeed.
is also Douglas from Cyp and Maria. So they are both. All three of them are from Cyp. So today's topic, as we know, it will be that we figure out or that we describe what are the rules or what will be the report from the Cypetherm Eplus when we implement or create a solution for Slovenia for early calculation, as we said. So maybe, I don't know, Benja, Douglas, you can start and we can.
Yeah. The thing
I
is,
think Benja should lead this one because he knows better than
Okay,
me.
okay, sure.
okay. So the floor is mine. No, the floor is mine for that. Okay, let's do it. No, nice to meet you, Simon, again in Ljubljana. We meet in Ljubljana and it was 6 months ago, no, more or less. It was in December.
Yes.
Something like this, yeah.
In December, but the regulation is in the same states. I think no, it's coming, but it's in the same states. 6 months later, and this is a pity because okay, but this is what it is, and the thing is now we have our tool and Cypetherm Eplus, and you know that we have our tool is Energy Plus. Use the Energy Plus engine, and well, this is we studied the report, but the report is in Slovenian and this is complicated for us, you know well, and we have it in English with some translations, but sometimes we are lost in translation because it's not well translated and we need maybe some help. The point is, we think that the hourly method is for high intensity buildings, the hourly method, and is for tertiary buildings. Is I think, or you. This is one of the questions. The hourly method is only for tertiary, is mandatory for tertiary, or what is the situation for this regulation?
Okay. Regarding regulation, we have, let me say, regular buildings and complicated buildings terms. This is main translation in Slovenia. So for complicated buildings regarding regulation or complex buildings, you should use our hourly method. And this is connected with area of the building. So if you have building more than 1,000 square meters, I think, or it is even less, you have to use our hourly method as it is in regulation.
Yeah, I think it's 250 maybe.
Yeah. Okay. I will just read in the regulations. I don't know what the exact. It is 500.
500.
Yeah.
Okay, 500 is not a lot. 500 for an offices is not a lot.
Yeah, because every bigger building has 500 square meters.
Okay.
Those smaller, let me say, domestic houses are in Slovenia around, let me say, in between 160 up to 250 square meters. This is a normal house in Slovenia.
You have big houses if you compare with Spain. It's big
I know,
houses.
I know, and then when you are older, you have big problems from this.
Yes, yes, because you stay alone in this big house. Then you need the pills.
Yeah. Okay. You, oh, I forget the pills. I have to go there. I need a bus to go there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
the main problem is to pay energy for such big buildings
yeah,
at the
Okay.
yeah,
moment.
sure, sure.
Okay. So this is one question. The second question is, when will be mandatory this regulation, or is already mandatory?
This is already mandatory. It is. We have regulations from. I think it was adopted in 2022,
Okay.
and it is just postponed in this part that hourly method is not obligatory to use at the moment, because we are in the situation as you described at the
Because
beginning.
you have no tool for that. You have no
Yeah.
software for that.
No
This
solution.
is the situation. No
Mm,
solution for that.
We have tools. You could use any tool for this. It is
Yeah.
but there is no knowledge about this. This is the main problem.
mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. If it's no knowledge, it's an opportunity for professors and it's an opportunity for software developers as well. So this
Yeah.
is this is an opportunity. We have to take the positive part.
Yeah, so
Of course.
we need solution, then we will teach them how to use it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this
yeah,
is this is the case, and we need to
Yeah.
do this in this year.
Yeah. And what is your? Do you think that at the end of this year will be mandatory, or when do you think will be mandatory?
It was postponed until the end of the year. So at the moment, there is no discussions to have additional postpone of this part. Even engineering chamber started to work on this, so they will support this change.
Mhm.
But I'm not so optimistic that we could do anything until the end of the year. It will be, let me say, when they will start to work, it will be September or October. How to get knowledge in 2 months? It is impossible.
Mm,
Yes, because
Or
knowledge.
if you have some good software solution with good trainings, then it is doable. But we should, or you should do this in September or October to have first engineers on some workshops or seminars that they will be able to use the software.
Okay, but I have a concern. My concern, watching the report, is there one example really done with this new regulation? Do you have an example?
Yes,
Just
I
one.
did.
Just one.
Yes, I did the job for new infection clinic, which will be in Ljubljana
Okay.
for 16,000. It is 16,000 square meters.
Okay, it's nice.
But
Perfect. Perfect. Because when we develop this kind of tools, it's very useful to have an example, because the different parts is like to say, okay, this is parameter, okay, if it's done, because now is the theory is an empty is a table with empty values, and
yeah,
and you say,
Benjamin, this was the first example in Slovenia. It was very hard to do.
I can imagine. This is the reason why I telling you that.
And I cannot share this example. I could share the numbers. This is the main problem. I did. It is in ownerships of architects now, and they have to do. They have to give us permission to use these things. But I'm
Okay.
not sure if they will, because it is quite complicated. It is double skin facade and so on. And I think that better example could be your previous work with Gradbeni Institute in Ljubljana. With they did their own building inside already. Mr. Hafner did.
The
mhm.
Hamlet has an example with the regulation. That is cool.
Probably he did according to the regulation. He has to do this. He had
Yeah,
to.
but I was in call with him yesterday. He did it only monthly calculations. So, but he did. Yeah.
Come on, how?
I don't know, but
Why they okay, okay.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Yeah. But he did the hourly calculation for Marles for one house, and this is what I can get.
Yeah, but I have another question. The monthly regulation for the monthly, this regulation for the monthly method, do you have tool, the NAUF tool and this kind of tools on Ursa tool?
For
they are ready
monthly
for the new
method.
regulation? They are ready for the new regulation?
For monthly method, there is Excel tool, which is I cannot get good words for this. It is how it is just a piece of something.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nothing.
And the fact is that when I calculated a bit the complicated building, it is the difference in results is around 100%. 100%.
Yeah. No, it's okay. No, it depends on the. No.
It isn't okay.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot.
You cannot go more.
No, it's not a lot because it's a regulation concept. No, it's not a real concept. They need to compare the different parts. So this is the reason why it's not a big problem. It's a problem, but it's not a big problem.
Okay, I fully agree with you, Benjamin. When the building is okay regarding regulation, because you have comparison in between buildings, what it should be, what is, let me say, minimal energy use, and if calculated is lower, then it is okay. And this is the main concept of this regulation. There is no need to have, let me say, very exact numbers, but the problem is when you use this number for energy certificate. So, but this software, which is now developed, is used to get energy certificate of the building.
But this software, the energy certificate, is an Excel file as well. It's like an Excel file to calculate the energy performance certificate.
No, but you have in Slovenia engineers which work at the, let me say, building construction phase. And you have the second part, which are engineers or even not engineers, which are doing energy certificates. And now this software tool is more developed for this second part of the group, which are using these things in Slovenia. So engineers are using, will use Cypetherm, I think. But this energy performance or certificates couldn't be, they could not be part which will use the software because there is no knowledge.
Yeah, but the thing, for example, in Portugal or in Spain, what we have is in the same software, you create the energy building, the energy model, and you create the report for the energy regulation plus the energy performance certificate. This is perfect. You say pam pam, and this is the two things.
It was the same in Slovenia before, until this new regulation, but now it's everything. I don't know where. I don't want to use any special words for this because they did.
Come on, no, because it's recorded. It's true. No,
it's recorded.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you. Don't worry. No, I understand. I fully understand.
So in general, there is a big problem with this at the moment. But I think they expect that the same software will be used for this as you described. So it should be like this as you described, but I don't know if we are if we could do this with we have let me say this is regulation and this is technical document which is which there is a lot of details in how to calculate the thing, and this is technical regulation or technična smernica. Primož, help me.
Yeah, technical regulations. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's technical report which is which has
But this is the
100
TSG. This is the TSG one. The TSG.
Yeah. This is TSG
The green
one.
book. The green book. This is the green book for us.
Yeah, and this is the main problem of the regulation, I think. Because there is a lot of details inside, which are maybe unneeded, but it is how it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to argue with ministry, but in general, if we have to fully follow this technique TSG, probably then we cannot use the software as we think we could, because that's why I asked you about technical building system, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember. It was the question. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for the ministry. No, it wasn't for. I answered, but it wasn't for me the question. Okay.
Yeah, of course, because on this project, I think that they don't have a lot of experience at the ministry or even at the faculty where develop these things, because they cannot use such things if this is not doable. But okay, I will not comment in detail this, but
yeah, but there
is big lack in between knowledge what is doable in Slovenia, and we have some regulation which cannot be performed. It is crazy situation, but okay.
Yeah. So our point there is, this meeting when we were there is we have a tool, a general tool with Energy Plus, Cypetherm Eplus, and we have Cypetherm loads for thermal loads as well. And the thing is, we can customize a tool for the Slovenian market, but we need funds for that. We can do it if the ministry wants us to do, we can do it. But the point is, we need some help from the ministry, and it's not at the moment. It's not the point. So the plan B is, okay, we have the general tool, and you have a word with the report, and you can do it not automatically, but you can take some values from our tool and fill the report. That's the thing. Plus, and always you will need some Excel file to analyze maybe some details, because but if you can do it, the point is if you can do it or you can't do it. This is the thing. And well, we analyzed the report, and we have some questions because I think there are things that we understand, but there are another things that is difficult for us. And I will share the screen if you want. Please.
Yeah, I will give you the permission.
Give me the power, please.
Make the co-host. Yes, you are.
And
give me the power.
You mentioned.
I will just comment that it is hard to understand for everybody, but
okay. Benjamin, you mentioned the funds from the ministry. So I'm also doing negotiation on this part, because they know that on the ministry there are some funds, but not enough, if I can say that. So now they are also talking with Mr. Potočar, who is from another ministry. So you know Eric Potočar, yeah? Benja. And there are the funds which could be used for this kind of projects.
Well, meanwhile, it will be the perfect situation, but we always need a plan B.
Yeah, sure.
So our plan B is the new one. Can you see the report? This is the report.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's in Slovenian, I guess. And this is the translation that we have in English, right?
Okay.
So in English is the intensity buildings we are focusing. And we have here the heating, cooling. I guess this is the system that you have here. I will comment the part, and this is not a problem. And here, for example, this is the construction, the reference of the wall, for example. This is
this is building physics, yeah.
Yeah, but the point is corresponds to, what does it mean?
If this is regarding regulation or not. This is just if this is okay or not regarding values which are on the page of we have
That would be
specific
corresponds to
transfer
A, B,
coefficient.
C. That's it?
We have
No.
so we have maximal allowed.
Okay. Okay, if that is the limit, if it's okay with the limit, right? Okay, perfect.
So yes or no?
Yeah, this is just yes or no.
Okay.
Yeah. For
Yes,
this
to-
point,
sorry.
no, perfect. For
Okay.
this point, for example, we have, this is our tool, the Energy Plus, the Cypetherm Eplus. I will have some reports, and the report, for example, description of materials.
Yeah.
And in this way, it's in the screen. We can customize another is with the ISO that we use in order to analyze. I think it's the same ISO that you use.
Okay.
And we have here the envelope. And wait a second. And for example, the wall we have here. We
perfect.
have the brick, the surface.
And this wall should have, this value is probably calculated, or it is maximal this. So it is, let me see, give me just a second. This is calculated. You have 9 centimeters of insulation.
Yes,
and this around. So the maximal allowed value according to this PURES is 0.18. So you check this value, and if this value is lower than 0.18, then it here just says yes.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So I understand. So this is part that we don't have it, but it's possible to do it here. Okay, fine. So you have the list with our tool is just to this is the facade. We have the value here. So an engineer, we can teach them with this tool plus the knowledge or something. They can compare and they can fill.
Just yes or no.
Yes or no. Yes, indeed. Perfect. The second part is the condensation. Is the checking we have for that, for the same wall.
Yeah.
We have the wall. This is just the wall that we have.
It is the same. It is the same thing for condensation.
Condensation, we have the same here. We have a list for condensation, and this is the end ISO. It's the same ISO that you have. And for the wall, the brick wall 13, we have the values determined, and this is the justification that we have with the FRI minimum that we have. And
just if this is okay or not.
Yes.
If you have condensation or not.
Yes, no surface occurs in the building elements. We have, this is maybe, this document could be an annex for this report, and you have here the different values. So I think that the report, the condensation occurs, no. This is the brick 13, no. And the FRS, but correspond to a condensation occurs, it may be the same, no? This is.
Yeah, probably it is the same. Give me just a second to open something. I will just open Slovenian report if you give me a second, please.
The Slovenian is here. I have it here.
If condensation, yes, no, and it is okay. Again, the same thing. Yes, no.
So it's the same.
Sometimes you have condensation, and it is in allowed limits. So in that situation, you have this
Yeah.
condensation, yes, but you at the same time you have also yes if this is allowed, if this is okay according to regulation. Do you understand me? So sometimes you have condensation, but if the time is slower, that okay.
Yes, and I understand here because you have
some drying period. If this drying period is longer than it is allowed, you will put no. Then
we have
these
here. Maybe you have condensation, but if you don't have, this is the graphic that we use for that. For understand, if you have a cross, you have condensation, but if you have no cross, you have no condensation.
Okay. Sometimes
to receive the real pressure.
According to regulation, if the time, let me say, if the drying time of the construction is lower than it is prescribed by standard, then it is okay. So you have to have both checks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So this is
condensation, of course, yes. And if this is okay or not. Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Here is for the physics, the indicated thermal transmit structure and building envelope. This is the same, no?
Probably. Yeah, this is the same thing, I think.
In Slovenian. And we
this is the same.
Yes, we have here for the values and the thermal breaches.
Yeah.
For thermal breaches, we have here we have linear thermal breaches here.
Yeah.
And we have with the description I think is the same ISO.
Yeah.
Actually, we have for finite elements, we can do it for finite elements. This is the ISO, the second one, and the first one is the simplified method.
Yeah, but according to regulation, it is preferred to use, let me say, advanced methods for thermal bridges, and this is added value, if you ask me.
Yes.
To use such software.
Yes. So we have here the different values, and these values you can complete. You can fill, I think, this table.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is the value. This is the methods, and I need to be sure.
Yeah, it is from ISOs again.
The compensation is the same, and a specific heat loss transmission is that we have here. This is
prescribed. The equation is in the regulation.
Okay, so this is as a summatory, like the
Is that summatory?
But it's like the ISO 13790, more or less.
It is more or less the same. Yeah.
Okay, right, fine, perfect. Then it is shown the total transmitted solar radiation. For the
transparent construction.
The transparent construction we have here. Let me see here in description. We have. Wait a second. This is. Wait. Materials. What is the window? Wait a second.
Yeah, don't worry.
Is facade floors external walls? I have here, no? I don't know why. External floor. I don't know why we have no here. I don't know why, but for example, we have here.
Probably somewhere you have the same data as you.
Yes, but this is the factor we have index for the factor. It's not a problem for us. It's not a problem. So we have this is for the thermal loads because this parameter we can analyze in the same way, but we will have it. It's not my concern. This is this is the factor for the window.
This is just a summation of constructions of windows.
Okay. Now the natural light.
Yeah.
this we need to check the green book for that, because this factor is calculated or is simplified,
This should be calculated.
because we analyze, and this is which percentage, because we have Cypelux
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
we
it
analyze with Radiance. We use Radiance engine. The Radiance is the American engine
I know it.
in order to analyze, and this percentage, what does it mean? More or less.
This is just give me a second. It is this is naturalized. This is visible. This is visible. Give me where this report. To be 100% sure. Okay, here it is. Here it is. No. Okay. Skupna prehodnost, presevnost. This is tau visible. So it is transmittance of, okay. This is transmitted. There is tau visible. This is just again from
And the transmittance of
construction
glazing.
data. This is just construction data. It
Yes,
is
this is construction
transmittance.
data.
It is just transmittance of glazing.
Yes, but it's similar like the factor, no?
Yeah, it isn't the same number, but it is similar. Yeah, it is transmittance is for visible light. You have different for G factor. It is different number than it is from tau visible, but again, it is constant of the glazing used.
Okay, it's just a detail, but we can correspond. And the daylight factor, this is what we has to be calculated.
Yeah, usually this is calculated with like Velux company has some software for.
We have Cypelux. That is the same.
Yeah. It is the same thing, and you could let me say use that it was planned something, or it is calculated. This izračunano is calculated. This is calculated with software. And you could list all the zones, and you could have this exact number from calculation. This is Rachunano is calculated. Okay.
This one. Yeah. So this word.
This is calculated with software.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's not calculated, it's just estimated. If you don't calculate, you say it's more or less this skin.
Yeah.
So I guess I prefer to say okay, more or less, and that's all.
I will not comment this, Benjamin, but I could agree with you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, this is because they didn't know how to do it, and they say, okay, this is more or less, and if you want to calculate, it's up to you. Okay, fine. Perfect.
It should be calculated, as we said, and there is no excuse. But according
if they know that there is a tool that with the same model you can analyze the thermal plus the lighting, that very easy. Maybe they will say that is perfect.
Yeah, of course, because a lot of people, a lot of engineers, they don't know what is factor of daylight factor.
Okay.
So even the people which are planning the artificial lighting, they don't know what this is, but they had to calculate for this first project.
Okay. So Simon, sorry, just a question. There's a question. When in the report it says plan or measure, is that an alternative?
Yes, it is alternative.
One thing or the other?
I think that there is some somewhere in regulation that for these complex buildings it should be calculated.
But the good point for us is the complex. When you say complex, actually more than 500 square meters is not complex. It's, it's not complex.
Of course, everything what is not domestic building, it is complex.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So this is correspond to, we know that they correspond to, this is things that maybe is difficult to analyze. We need, which software do you use for that? Because this is not easy.
Okay, you have at the moment there it is could be planned. You have to then fulfill this with measurements. If something is planned, you have to check this after the building is constructed.
Yeah. Okay.
And you have to fulfill. We had at engineering chamber just discussion regarding this. Maybe just information that we plan with engineering chamber that this will be controlled. Everything what will be in these papers, we plan to have body which will control everything. So the software will be used, and at the end, I think we will have regulation as it should be, but this will take more than half of year. This will be done in next year, so if you ask me. But in general, you usually, when you construct this, you plan this air tightness, but at the end, if you have reconstruction, then it could be measured.
Yeah.
Only for reconstructed object, but it is messy. Okay.
No, perfect. But I think it's, and the different coefficient, we have the determination loss from the for the what's the, maybe a wall in contact with the soil, or maybe the floor in contact with is different methodology to calculate the U. This is the reason why you have different units here.
Yeah.
So it's the adjacent zone. For us, the adjacent zone in Europe, the resolution is the B. The concept in it used to be the tau. This is the Greek letter, but now it's a B, and we analyze here. We have here. Wait a second, or maybe here. Calculation. The reduction factor. We have that. Is this the? I don't know if this is the reduction factor.
Yeah. Okay.
Is in order to analyze, because if you have maybe a elevator, or you have a room that you have a parking, a garage, and you need to, is this the concept for this?
Probably yes. Probably yes. I have to check it. I suggest that all open questions we write somewhere.
For this is just to have an overview. This is the big questions.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, this is the idea, because these zones are unheated zones, as you said, and this is the main thing.
Yeah, and we have it here just to.
Yeah.
We analyze, because this is the formula that you need to do it. This is the B. This is the reduction factor for the U, because you have a very ventilation or a non-ventilation, not heating the room, and you have maybe, like I said, you have an elevator, or you have anything. Okay, right. Perfect. More things: ventilation and energy building, and this kind of parameters: heat input and heat output cooling. I think this is the one of the most important parts.
Yeah,
because this is the energy simulation, right?
Yeah. This is the main thing, that this is give me just a second. Yeah, this is energy which is calculated with the energy plus.
Yeah.
This is energy demand of the building.
Oh, wait a second. I have deleted. A second. No. Yeah. What it is? It's in English and in.
Yeah, it is потрібна теплота за огрівання. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We have it.
I have it here. I'm following. You.
Okay. Just to have the both. This is in English demand. So this is for energy plus. Perfect. And energy efficiency and energy for building physics. And this is another indicators. This is again the same.
Give me just a second. Go. This is just building physics again. Yeah. It is the same thing as we had in at the beginning, I think.
Yes, and why? This is a doubt.
Okay, give me just a second. We went through the part for energy less demanding buildings. Sorry. Could you open Slovenian again? Okay, go up. Oh, okay. Okay, this is the title is energy efficiency for energy not demanding buildings. For not
demanding.
Yeah, and here it is.
And
for buildings we calculate with hourly method.
The second one, you mean?
Yeah. And it is the same thing.
Okay, it's the same table.
Yeah, it is the same table, but you have to fulfill this.
Okay, and we have a calculation.
It is the same, more or less, table.
Energy zone, coefficients, specific heat loss transmission.
Yeah.
And the solar transmission is the heat.
It is the same thing.
And this is for demanding. And
and you have to use this table.
Yeah.
Okay. Not the first one, but this one.
The second one, the heating
right
here.
Yeah.
And this is the value, the specific heat demand.
Yeah.
Okay. And the second one here is just the systems with energy efficiency plus. This is not a problem.
Yeah.
This is just pom. What it is. And this is for inefficient buildings. What does it mean?
Give me which
Заман ставби.
5, 3, 4. Give me just a second. Yeah, this is again for less demanding buildings.
For less demanding buildings.
Yeah. So this is less than 250 square meters or 500 square meters.
Okay.
So you have to, but this is a part of, I think, okay, probably we will have this table if you ask me, but in general, if you go to the next table, there is no big difference.
Yeah, no, but my point is, with our tool, one of the things that you need for the residential buildings as well is the measure of the total of the facade, the total of windows, the condensation. So for the both sides, you need to analyze some things for every building, not for only for the high demand buildings. For every building, you need to analyze some things that it is common, and you can do it with because Cypetherm Eplus analyze the hourly method is one thing, but all the simulation that we have, all these things. Wait a second. Wait. For example, these parameters is valid for both.
Yeah.
And because this is important to analyze that the condensation, this kind of thing, they need to do it for every building, for all the buildings that you have in Slovenia. So maybe you can use this tool.
Yes, you could use this tool for even for less demanding building. But
my
in
point.
general, I expect that that the software will not be used because this is okay. I have to go a step back. I explained to you that you have this construction phase and you have this energy performance certificate phase. And because there is not a lot of knowledge in Slovenia regarding this hourly method and this, let me say, energy performance certificates could be done by experts which are trained, I don't know, for 10 hours, and they could have very different education. But I would like to say that this part of people could not use such simulations. That's why probably there will be developed a software as it was in past. This software was developed by thermal insulation producers.
Yes, ERSA and NAUF. ERSA,
Yeah.
and NAUF. Yeah, yeah.
And I expect that this will be done again for hourly, for monthly method.
No, the perfect solution will be in one tool, the two methods.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, but I
And the third one.
Only one tool with the tool, and you decide. It's up to you for simplify on the justify, but you have because the input is the same. The input is very similar.
I agree with you. This is, let me say, from perspective of people, we know what it should be, but there will be some partial solution produced by ministry again. I expect that they will push something, that they will do some, they will invest in some, how it is a political correct word.
No. I understand.
For some too.
Don't say anything that you don't say anything wrong. Don't worry, Simon. Remember, it's recording.
Recording every word.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
no, but I think it's
you
clear.
will miss some fruitful words from my side because everything is recorded.
No. I have to go there, and you can explain face to face. It will be more freely.
No recording.
You will
no
be
recording.
able to speak freely.
With the beer in your hand.
Yeah, with a beer in the hand. Yes, it's a beer conversation, not a full conversation. I agree.
Maria is asking something in the chat.
Well, yes, it was a comment about the value for the Windows data. I believe we have that in the Cypetherm Eplus report.
Okay.
Okay.
It is there. It is there. A bit hidden or hidden.
Yeah.
Okay, because
Just in
I'm
case.
on iPad, I cannot see any comments, so I'm a bit limited.
Okay. Because it's in the.
But sometimes it's better.
Benjamin,
You don't have
Yeah.
a problem.
is there?
No,
Can you open that?
it's not a problem. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
No,
More thing.
it's okay.
It's okay. And the thing is, the energy need to provide indoor. The heating. This is the heating.
Yeah, this is just heating
and cooling. No, this is for the method that we are talking about. No, this is the energy plus.
Yeah, this is energy plus. But here you have TSV. This is for technical building systems. And here we could have problems because if here you could use method that engineers should put some inputs regarding efficiency of technical building systems, or I think it is here we have the biggest question where we will go, because probably if you model all the technical building systems, then you have to put energy for, let me say, for heat pump. For you have to have specified technical building systems, which should be input to simulation, correct? And then you could collect all these numbers.
Yeah, and we have a wizard here in order to for the building.
I remember.
Remember, no? And we have always for the manufacturers or whatever. We have some manufacturers. Maybe we have manufacturer, multi-split, or heat pump, or no manufacturer, but and Daikin, Fujitsu, or a general point of view. Yes, we talked about it.
And here you connect all the data for technical building systems, energy input into this, because you could have, for example, or you have to have this distinguishment between heat needed for building and electricity needed for heat pump, for example.
Yeah.
So there you have these numbers.
Actually, in Spain and in the report that we have for the consume, we have a part that is here. Wait a second. We have here, for example, the electricity. The energy demand. We have the demand from one hand, and the other hand, we have the electricity, and with the factor for the electricity. This is a residence, the volume, and it depends that this is the consume, and this is the consume for electricity that you are using, or natural gas.
Benjamin, this is that table.
Okay, so we have
a bit
here.
Different the formatted, but this is this.
All right. More things. Maria, can you see that we have 90% of the things?
You have more than 100%. Just
please don't push me. Don't push me.
Yeah, and here is, I don't know, it's for the kind of energy, no? I think is the.
Sorry.
No, don't worry. This is the energy, the systems, and the kind of energy. I think it's what is the kind of energy. We have the systems and different cooling, maybe.
Yeah, this is just
actually we have here
separated. Yeah, this is the same table, more or less.
Yes, and we have here. And this is we have here.
Yeah. This is this.
The generator, the energy vector, the generator, the energy vector, and the value that we have. And we have a seasonal efficiency that is cool because you can see more or less how it works. That this is just to put the consume and the demand. That's all. It's the demand divided by the consume, and you have this value.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's a seasonal. It's not the seasonal for heat pumps, the official seasonal value for heat pumps, because the heat pumps, they are a regulation for that. But this is just to divide the two values.
And this is
energy zones, and maybe this is the value.
This is the value.
This is the value. This is the value.
Yeah, I think yes.
Okay, this is the value. Maria, another value. We have another value here.
Okay, I sleep a little bit better tonight.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I like this word because I used to work in this part to customize for different countries, and I like it. So this is the thing. This is the reason why. Okay, and for mechanical ventilation, you see, and for lighting, we can take the data. Input humidification, I'm sure they are not calculating that.
Yeah,
because it's, but anyway, or do you did you calculate the humidification?
Yes, it should be calculated.
This is the latent energy.
Yeah.
I don't know what is the value. Okay, we need to find out.
Probably it is connected with mechanical ventilation system.
Yeah, take into account that we have here. This is maybe for Spain is not the humidity is not mandatory in Spain But in Energy Plus, we have always the result file for Energy Plus is here.
Yeah.
And this is the report that analyze, and I can find out here a lot of values.
Okay,
This
because
is the report from
quite
Energy Plus.
important. Yeah, you have humidification. You see?
Yeah,
and-
down here. No, down.
down.
No.
But
No. Yeah,
yeah,
here, this one.
it is always, but probably it wasn't modeled.
Yeah.
But you could easily turn on this in Energy Plus.
Yes, we can simulate it and we can do it. And maybe here we can find some parameters better.
Yeah, because we have prescribed relative humidity in between some values in Slovenia. And probably when you define zone for Energy Plus, I used Energy Plus 20 years ago, so I'm quite sure that you could turn on or turn off this humidification or dehumidification when you define zones.
Yeah. Look, we have here the value, the U factor. This is American point of view, but
yeah,
I think it's.
I'm 100% that it is doable.
Yes, this is what we use. Stereo fenestration. This is the windows, and we have the kind of windows with the value.
Could you just open in Cyp one thermal zone?
Yeah. What do you mean?
So probably there will be some settings regarding humidification.
Yeah. Maybe it's when we are here. I don't know. We need to check the input more than the output.
Please open again if you.
Wait a second. Again, wait a second. From here, we have here the one thing is the ventilation, and the ventilation we have just ventilation for one. Is just the volume.
Yeah. Okay.
And maybe it's because we have a hydronic, but this hydronic. This is the time the water circulation pump. Operating parameters, maybe operating parameters.
I don't think we need that.
I don't know. We need to check out where is the parameter, and that's. But I'm sure Energy Plus can do these kind of things. I remember the ISO 13790. One of the problems was they don't take into account the humidity for the consume for the whole year, for the cooling. They are not taking into account. I remember that. Anyway.
Okay.
I think it's. I don't know if we have more things here. Maria, do you remember more things?
Yes, I remember one question regarding because when I read the standard or the technical report, it mentioned the reference building. They were talking about the object building and the reference building.
Yeah.
But in the report, I don't see that. I cannot.
You have to do a report for reference building, and you have to do report for this building and you have to compare these results, and because only at the end of the report you have let me say these indexes which you fulfill that this building which is constructed is okay or it isn't okay. But in general, you do the calculation of the reference building, get the numbers for reference building, and then you do the same for the building as it is constructed, and then you compare these two buildings.
And
okay?
What is this comparison? And this comparison is here in
Yeah, it is at the end.
At the end, no?
You compare this when you have this, you put the limits of the reference buildings, the reference value for reference building somewhere at the end of this report. Give me just a second, I will.
Yes, because this is the key point. It's not just to say, because it's not a value, a final value, what you have to say if it's okay or not. You have to compare with the reference building.
Yeah, it is at the end of the report. I have to find. It is just, I remember that it is somewhere at the end,
Okay.
where you compare, and all these numbers make sense only at the end if this is okay or not.
Okay, it has to be some parameter or some, okay. Fine, so this is a good question, Maria. This is a good question because the reference building was one of the topics, but you will, it has to be in, well, it's maybe.
Yeah, the reference, it is somewhere, because it should be, because you compare everything with these numbers. It is at the end of the report. Give me
I wonder
just.
if it
I
was
think it's
something
here.
about the translation or something, but
A specific thing required to hit, I think it's here. When we are in the energy needed, or maybe in the, but this is the value that you have, maybe, and this is the value for the reference. I say because of that.
but
Okay.
for me, I think one is for this taking into account the surface and another without. I think that's another thing.
Specific.
Give me just.
No, it's true. It's totally true. You're right, Maria.
Okay, okay.
No, it's true. No, it's true. So it has to be in somewhere.
It is somewhere. Give me.
So people has to build, to have two files: the file with the reference building and the file with the building. And I have a question: the hourly method, the weather data, is mandatory some specific weather data, or is you can take it from Meteonorm or whatever?
It should be used data from our agency.
But it's possible to generate the file for Energy Plus?
I don't know. It is. I think it is text data or comma separated value data. You could get it at the web page of ARSO, our agency.
Okay,
I could send you a link or even
please,
file.
because we need to see that this is possible to generate the EPW, because we need this file in order to analyze Energy Plus. Otherwise, it's not possible.
I use in Transys, I could use such data.
Yes, so if it's in Transys, I think it's this. Energy Plus has some converse tools in order to change the web. If it's an hourly method, I think it's not a problem.
I think that when I use ESPR software, I used this kind of data from Energy Plus, and I'm quite sure that it is doable to convert this data in between. But in general, I will ask Primož to remind me to send you this link. And
I send the link into the chat. So it's from Slovenian ARSO Meteo.
Okay,
it's
also in English.
Yeah.
Yes, but in this place, in some place, we need to find the weather, because the weather data is for the last year, for the last 20 years, or what is? Where do you find?
It is for the last 20 years. It is typical meteorological year for specific location. I think we have around 20 locations for Slovenia.
Yeah.
Which could be used for such simulation, or better, which should be used.
Benjamin, you can open the link which I put it into the chat, and it's in English.
No, but This is the website, but the website is fine, but we need the file.
Yeah,
the file.
The file it is just type typical meteorological year. Maybe it will be better in Google.
Oof. Meteorological
Year
Yeah.
Ljubljana, for example.
Slovenia.
Okay, perfect. No. I will send you a link.
Please,
Okay.
please, just to check if it's possible or not. I will appreciate that. Okay.
At the end, we found bottleneck.
This is the bottleneck. I'm sure that if it's possible to do for any tool, you need a weather data.
Yeah.
But for example, in Spain, for the regulation, you can choose the weather data that you want. It's not a problem. Because if you compare with if you are comparing with a reference building, it's not so important that because you are comparing.
You don't. Okay, I will not comment this.
No, I mean it's not the reality, but it's just for a comparison. So when you compare two bad things,
Benjamin,
it's
crazy. It's crazy, but it is how it is. So you don't need to complicate, because even with data generate with Meteonorm or with, I don't know, with Valentin software or something else, it is reliable and it could be used. But we complicate like hell with these crazy things, but it is how it is.
Okay.
But in this regulation is that it should be used.
Okay, if it's mandatory, if it's mandatory.
Yeah, we don't know why, but
no, but the thing, I'm sure that if it's mandatory but it's not possible to calculate, they have to change something in the regulation, because now the regulation is not mature. It's very young. It's a baby, and maybe they need to change something in order to be able to fill the reports.
Benjamin, I found it, so it's also just click. Yeah, this is it.
Okay, that's
so
it.
Here is also on the beginning, you see that they are data from the rules of energetic.
For Pures.
So it's from Pures. Now you have 20 places or more, you see, for the year.
Okay.
Yeah, and here are the files.
Comma separated value, and you have temperature, relative humidity, global radiation.
We have not a lot of data. It's very simple.
Yes.
I'm not sure if we will be able to
without additional weather generator.
Yeah,
it will be hard to use this, because you have global radiation and you have to know how to split this data to be usable in any kind of simulation. But,
yes, but okay.
Who am I to judge?
Okay, we will do our best. We will do our best. The bottleneck, as you say, this is the bottleneck.
If this is the only bottleneck, then we don't have any problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So Simon, I think it's more or less, because it's a lot of time. I don't want to stay more, because I think you have things to do, and
unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. It's in July, but the thing is, thank you very much, and we need to have a beer, or maybe if in Alicante you are invited to to come here anytime and to enjoy the hot that we have, the 35 degrees that we have here.
We will postpone to
Yeah,
for
good
several
idea.
months. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good idea. This is a good idea. This is a good idea. So I think what we are going to do now is to analyze an example, to continue analyzing, and my feeling is we need to see in deep more to fill an example. We need to create an example with the information that you have gave us, and the thing is, afterwards, why not? If we succeed, if we succeed, we can organize some training of trainers or
Yeah.
something in September, October. I think it will be if we succeed.
Yeah, we have this event in October, right?
Yes, in October it could be a good, or maybe before and in October, because one thing is the training of trainers, because we speak English, we don't speak Slovenian, and we need to teach maybe from here to you and to more people. I don't know. It's just an idea. And afterwards, you will be able to do the trainings.
Benjamin, I started to discuss this with Primoz because I have one project in Novo Mesto which is connected with the digitalization, and such event is planned in my schedule. I could put these dates when I want, and it could be an online event. So we could have something, or if this could be used even for your promotion, then we could find some way for collaboration.
Yeah.
In general, I wanted to say just that we started to prepare one paper with my colleagues from Serbia, where we will have in-depth analysis of I don't know how many buildings with terraces and with one software from Canada. I don't remember the name. We could include Cype if you want.
Yes, we will be very happy to participate. Actually, we are participating, for example, in doing with Horizon Europe projects, for European projects. The Time Pack is one of them, and we are thinking about more calls, like a live call is the live projects. And
okay. Because this project everything will be calculated for real buildings. And for this, I don't know, 15 buildings, I have all data regarding energy use.
Okay. And
so this could be, this will be done, I don't know, in next month. We just started this writing of the paper, and we will start with analysis soon. And if we want, we could do some additional things with Cype.
And we can train you. We can go. We can have organize a training for you or your colleagues as well. It's up to you. Okay.
We will discuss this later on. But I'm in hurry. I have to be in 7 minutes somewhere.
Okay. Simon, thank you very much. Thank you so much, because it will be very helpful for the next steps that we have to do now. Thank you, Simon, and we keep in touch.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.